I think one of the things that it's really given me is the insight and the affirmation that, hey, we are in control of our futures. There was never any appreciation, and not that I needed the appreciation, but acknowledgement is always cool. I don't care where you're at.
Like, no matter how good we did, we were always overpaid. Like, it was always like, oh, I'm paying you too much for this. Why can't you do this for me for free, kind of thing.
He actually told me not to get too greedy. The owner.
I started homeschooling my kids and had this great home life.
It was like, okay, well, I'm a commission employee and you're getting upset that I'm making you more money.
On a selfish standpoint was I didn't want to be chained to a desk anymore.
And I'm like, how do I continue this with my kids and also make enough money to survive?
I want someone in my company to make as much or more money than me, and I'm gonna be okay with that. I don't care. Like, I'm not an ego person.
The other side of it was solar wasn't greasy.
I like the solar industry. I think it's a great one. Doesn't feel like we're ripping anybody off. At this point in the world, they need a way out of some of these bills.
Freedom for us, for customers, freedom for employees, people that work with us.
To give every Canadian homeowner the opportunity to take control of their own power.
It's more about my kids' future than anything.
We give jobs.
It's tough out there for so many different people. It's really difficult to even spend time with your kids nowadays.
I think kind of goes back to the beginning of employing people well enough where they can run everything and have great lives and their families can have great lives.
I was just ready to jump. And when Jake told me about this, even in the first sentence, he had me.
I'm looking at this whole thing in a way of like, I want to be in a position where my focus can be on, helping the kids, helping my brother, just being there.
I was working 70 to 80 hours every single week, and I didn't get to see my kid at all.
Coming from a background where I was needed to save money, I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, I could relate to it. So I knew that if we could get in front of people and we could tell them, hey, you're not going to pay your utility company anymore. I was like, this is it. Let's go.
The real freedom for me is when I can take my phone and I can put it away and I can just focus on family, what's important, and knowing that I don't have to worry about this side of things anymore.
Being able to go on a camping trip with our friends for a week and not have to worry about bringing our phone or answering our phone. we didn't have a plan. We never owned a business before, even though we'd run a business.
This is the best part of the whole story.
I was really fed up with who I was working for. I mean, all I did was...
before we were fed up, we had talked for a long time about doing something. And me and Carson have talked about doing something together, a business together since we were kids. We had general ideas of door knocking, get it in front of people. Actually, flyers. Flyers were our first thing.
Door hangers.
Door hangers. And we were at work on the phone with Carson, and we were putting this 3-page pamphlet together, and we're like, this is gonna kill it. we're never gonna have to work again, buddy. We just need one pamphlet and we are done. We're just we'll just be taking calls 24/7, people begging for solar. You should have seen this pamphlet. It was the ugliest thing. We put it together.
Hey, it wasn't that bad, all right? It wasn't that bad.
I lost my mom right around the same time that we started this. And it has given me the opportunity to be with my family after a tragic loss, to be able to be there for my sister and her family, my older brother, my grandma and grandfather, my dad. It allowed me, and it really showed me that, hey, I'm home right now. What's important, and being with family and being able to feed those relationships is probably the most important thing in my life.
When we make this work, and we will, this is where someone else is going to quit, and we just lost a competitor because of this issue. Every issue that we came up to, it was we lose a competitor.
Yeah, we bashed our head against the walls, but we got through it, and every hurdle was a hurdle further that the next guy would probably quit on.
In the span of 1 month, there was it was 800 phone calls just with all three of us. That's not even including individuals. And it was 11,000 messages.
I knew that if I got a job, it would just end up
sinking my own ship, right?
Yeah, you just gotta burn the boats.
You got to burn the boats, and you got to just stay laser focused on what you're doing.
I don't think there's any place like it, honestly. We've done really well in terms of giving people a good work-life balance, and then in terms of the customers, like keeping them happy and never springing charges on them, always covering the things that we think we should cover, and well, even stuff that we think we shouldn't cover, really. We've really accomplished that goal.
The employees, there's no way they're not happy with their schedules.
Help other people become happy, make other people's lives better. And I think that's where the real goal is, and that's where you'll be successful. If you can help other people become better and achieve their goals, it's like if you help somebody climb a mountain, you've climbed the mountain as well, right? So you've been to the top with them. It's just for me, it's really shown me, especially having employees, like, yeah, I think it didn't really go as planned in my mind. I'm like, everybody's going to do great, everybody's going to be rich, everybody's going to make money, and everybody's going to be happy. And it's like, people don't want to work too, you know? So you're in this balance of going, you know, you can only bring people to water, right? You can't make them drink it. And I think, you know, what Jake and Carson was saying there, and finding people who are super motivated is tough. And I think that the three of us are like, the way that kind of worked out is definitely divine in itself, because, you know, imagine we were all lazy, like we wouldn't have got past the shareholder agreement, you know.
No.
Really don't. But yeah. I think for me, it's have we achieved what we've set out to? I think there's a lot of things that we have achieved that we've now lost sight of, and it's not good enough anymore. For me, I see that. I think that I think a couple more years will really be over that hump, in my perspective.
It feels good.
I think I've learned a lot, and for that, I'm really, really grateful.
Personally, like, me and my son are super close now. We do literally everything together. So that's probably the biggest thing. You know, before I was kind of like coming home from work, and I put a lot of mental energy into work, and, you know, then we'd hang out for a little bit, then we make dinner, and then he'd go to bed. And that was kind of like the extent of a relationship. Obviously, you know, he's my son, I love him, he loves me. But before, that was kind of like the full extent of our relationship. And now it's like everything that we do together. It's like I don't miss his sporting events. Like I don't, everything that I do, I'm like totally engaged in with him. As before, is like even when I was doing something, my brain was off somewhere else.
Now that I've done this, and I don't know, I just feel like I've been able to schedule a day and do all the things in my day, whereas before I didn't, because now I was kind of forced to, because I have to piece it all together, and I become really good at piecing my day together. And that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned from this. I always knew that I could work hard and do whatever it takes, and I was always, whenever you call, I'm down to do whatever. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned, is that I'm capable of piecing together a day and schedule my day and actually doing it.
You know, like, we are capable of building anything that we want, as long as we put in the time and the effort, it'll come to fruition. I think for me, it's knowing that, for myself, knowing no matter whatever happens, I know that I am capable of creating something from nothing.
One thing that I really have learned is to appreciate people that don't have the same perspective or talents that I do, and to acknowledge that they have talents that I don't, and just understanding that, you know, I'm just not gonna be the best at everything. It's like I really need to like know my strengths and weaknesses, and appreciate the people that have the strengths that I have and weaknesses, and also like just even encourage them to have more confidence in themselves.
It's changed me in the way where there's a lot of accountability and response. Yeah, I think kind of going back to what I said, like learning that we are capable. I am capable of doing more than I might have believed, but I've just reaffirmed to myself that we can do anything.
Really recognizing people's strengths and making sure that they know that I truly believe in those strengths, and that they are strengths that I don't have is like super important to me. And just in general, I think that everybody should feel confident about themselves and recognize that they are talented or have their strengths, like, and really try to drive that home with them, that everybody has that.